when our opponent has a passing direction that allows us to keep our hips pointed at death. And we were using a frame and a hip escape. So the next thing we're going to do is when our opponent has a passing direction that forces our hips away from them, and we still want to use a frame and a hip escape. So if, let's say he starts just on his knees and he just pushes my knees to that. So like, yeah, we don't have to get fancy with the pass. You know, you can do like a smash pass, folding pass type thing, a lot of different ways you can end up here. But basically you're going to end up like this. I mean, pretty common thing here, to kind of shell up, maybe try like a running man escape or whatever. But if you've ever watched Marcelo Garcia roll, then you know what's coming. We're going to get to the collar type position. So he's going to redirect my legs. I recognize that I'm beat, and I immediately set a frame, and I allow myself hip mobility. Guard retention is about hip mobility. It's not about being this guy. It's about allowing yourself to move your hips. It doesn't matter how flexible you are, and I'm not picking on this.
He is.
This will, like this kind of Gumby stuff, will allow you to perform guard retention against more beginner and intermediate grapplers. Against more advanced guys, it stops working because they just know the answers to people being, you know, here. So we want to just make sure, and also not everyone can do this kind of stuff. Look, I'm pretty flexible here on my right side, on my left side, not so much. So like I shouldn't just have like a good guard on my right. You want to have a good guard on either side, and it shouldn't be dependent on attributes. So because guard retention is more about blocking the leading edge and recomposing your hip angle, we're going to turn away, but set a frame just with our elbow. Right? And again, the concept that's important here is that whole force vector, right, matching post kind of thing, which is don't get up onto your elbow like this, because let's say it's going to start driving into me, it's going to get collapsed. And you could even maybe dislocate your shoulder, like if you're if it's a big guy, you're aligned a little bit funny, you got a weak shoulder. But if I stick my elbow out and he drives in, I should just be able to hang out here all day. Right? So your elbow has to be at roughly a 45-degree angle. Also, don't try to go 1, 2, 3. You're not going to do a crunch when someone's putting pressure on you. Right? What I'm doing is anticipate. I know that, but every time I teach this, people do that because a crunch is something you've done a few thousand times in your life. Turning away into this, unless you've used like Turkish get-ups as an exercise, you probably haven't done this that many times. So the whole idea is I recognize that I'm beat. So I'm not waiting until Scott is here and then going, oh, I'm going to try to sit up. It's too late. He points my hips away from him. I go with that. I allow it to happen. I'm not going to start pushing my legs away. I'm not like fighting. Oh, now it's not going to escape. It's just way too late. He got by my legs. No, this is just not that big a deal. He pushes my legs by. He's committed to my legs. He's got nothing to say about my upper body at this point. So as long as someone, like especially if you train with wrestlers, they do that like wrestler-style double overs pass all the time. People panic. Right? Like let's say you go double overs and they run and they're like, oh crap, they're here. They're like hip escape, hip escape, hip escape. Get really tired and then get your guard pass. Absolutely no need for that. Right? Anytime my hips are pinned like that, so it's the same thing. Just go, I'm good. Move to my hand, move my hips back, reset my guard. So I'm either going to be on my elbow, on my hand, depending on what he's doing. What we're going to work on today is just him folding your legs. So I'm not going to work on the wrestler style pass too much. But he folds my legs, I get to my elbow, and I'm not like collar tying, I'm not doing like a tie plum. I'm just jamming my elbow into his neck and his collarbone. Because if I go like this, keep driving your shoulder in, it's going to collapse my elbow. I'm actually giving him a lever. Right now, trying to collapse me. Right now, it's a frame. Now, it's a lever. So really, Jiu-Jitsu is a game of frames and levers, changing levers into frames and changing frames into levers. So if I stick my elbow out like this, I'm good. If I tuck it in here like that, then he's just able to put his weight on the end of the lever, so I won't be able to maintain the weight and force that he's generating. So I stick my elbow straight out, I jam into something. I'm barely even touching his head. Make sure my elbow is out. If I can build to my hand, great. If I got here quickly enough, great. But if not, I'm fine here. Keep moving into the pass. You're going to have to sometimes do like a couple, 2, 3, 4 movements. It's not always going to be perfect, but that's the entirety of the movement. My hips are pointed this way, frame, and hip escape. And reset your guard. Your hip escape, you're going to try to go butt to elbow. So I'm going to lift my hip again, because if I try to do this, obviously it wouldn't work, right? So I'm up on my elbow, I lift my hip, and I swing it back to my elbow, so I'm pointed at you now. I'm recomposing my hip angle so that my headlights are encompassing you. Everybody got it?
I have a question.
Shoot.
Is this something you would do if someone's trying a Toriano pass, or is this almost exclusively from the knees? I'm worried about getting knee on belly and arm barred.
Yeah, this is from if your training partner is passing from the knees.
Okay.
If it's standing, it's a little bit different. We're going to use more lever-based stuff when someone's standing, and more frame-based stuff when someone's kneeling. Not exclusively, but yeah, that's a really good question. Something when I teach this, people do like a Toriano. It's really hard to do this against the Toriano because the amount of mobility your opponent has and the amount of pressure they can put on you is just so much greater than it is when they're on their knees.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more against the smash pass, folding pass.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's get to it, guys.